walking side by side where the puddles kiss our feet. Your canopy is crooked, leaning gently into mine. The space between our patterns woven tight by drifting time. You joke about the weather like it's clumsy and unsure. I say it's just an alibi to keep us close and pure. Two umbrellas, same rain, crosswalk breathing slow, steps that fall in time wherever we may go. If storms must come and find us, let them meet us here like this, under separate little shelters, sharing one long quiet wish. A taxi sprays a rainbow when it scatters through a pool. We laugh and sidestep sideways in our private patient brew. You reach to fix my handle when the wind begins to turn. Your fingers brush my knuckles and my whole world seems to learn. The signal light is blinking, but we're not in any rush. We stand and watch the raindrops turning headlights into dust. Two umbrellas, same rain, crosswalk breathing slow, steps that fall in time wherever we may go. If storms must come and find us, let them meet us here like this, under separate little shelters, sharing one long quiet wish. Someday when the clouds are gone and sidewalks crack with sun, we'll still recall the evening when the weather tied us one. Two umbrellas, same rain, fading into mist, but you've already left your weather on my wrist. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Night had not yet vanished. It lingered blue and thin, and morning crossed the window and quietly entered in. Dawn broke across your shoulders like a vow the sky could keep. Gold entered the silence where the final shadows sleep. Morning learned your shape in bands of amber, rose, and cream, and every beam that touched you made the day feel almost dreamed. I watched the light arrive as if it had been sent for you, a patient benediction in the color newborn hours use. The world was still becoming when it rested on your skin, and I believed beginnings could be beautiful and true. You turned but did not wake yet. The day stood at your side. The room held its whole breathing to watch the darkness slide. across your shoulders like a vow the sky could keep. Gold entered the silence where the final shadows sleep. Morning learned your shape in bands of amber, rose and cream, and every beam that touched you made the day feel almost dreamed. I watched the light arrive as if it had been sent for you, a patient benediction in the color newborn hours use. The world was still becoming when it rested on your skin, and I believed beginnings could be beautiful and true. How many mornings come and go without a witness there? How many gifts of light are lost inside the common air? But this one found a meaning as it gathered on your frame and turned the plainest sunrise to a sacrament of love. Dawn broke across your shoulders like a vow the sky could keep. Gold entered the silence where the final shadows sleep. Morning learned your shape in bands of amber, rose and cream, and every beam that touched you made the day feel almost dreamed. I watched the light arrive as if it had been sent for you, a patient benediction in the color newborn hours use. The world was still becoming when it rested on your skin, and I believed beginnings could be beautiful and true. The evening wore its whiteness. The road dissolved from sight. The trees stood like dark ink strokes inside the book of night. Snow began to speak in petals as it drifted through the air, white falling without end, as if the sky were learning prayer. Every flake a quiet letter on its slow descending way, and everyone seemed written with the tenderness of your name. The whole wide earth grew hushed enough to hear what silence means, a soft and endless language settling over roofs and fields. I stood beneath the winter while the heavens came undone. and felt your absence turn so beautiful it almost shone. No wind disturbed the falling, no branch refused the white. The world accepted wonder without a word that night. Snow began to speak in petals as it drifted through the air, white falling without end, as if the sky were learning prayer. Every flake a quiet letter on its slow descending way, and everyone seemed written with the tenderness of your name. The whole wide earth grew hushed enough to hear what silence means, a soft and endless language settling over roofs and fields. I stood beneath the winter while the heavens came undone, and felt your absence turn so beautiful it almost shone. Love does not always arrive as warmth or nearness or embrace. Sometimes it is the whitening of the whole remembered place, a purity of longing made visible in the air, a thousand soft descents declaring you were always there. Snow began to speak in petals as it drifted through the air, white falling without end, as if the sky were learning prayer. Every flake a quiet letter on its slow descending way, and everyone seemed written with the tenderness of your name. The whole wide earth grew hushed enough to hear what silence means, a soft and endless language settling over roofs and fields. I stood beneath the winter while the heavens came undone, and felt your absence turn so beautiful it almost shone. The party was too loud, a very busy crowd. You stood beside the door. I stood across the floor. That look across the room when everybody is talking, a private little wire where only we are walking. You catch my eye and hold it for a fraction of a beat, making this loud apartment feel like an empty street. Nobody else can see the conversation that we have, a silent reassurance reassurance cutting through the noisy laugh. I nod my head a millimeter, you softly do the same. We drop back into the noise, knowing why we came. Someone told a tale, the punchline went quite pale. I glanced to where you stood, you totally understood that look across the room. When everybody is talking, a private little wire where only we are walking. You catch my eye and hold it for a fraction of a beat, making this loud apartment feel like an empty street. Nobody else can see the conversation that we have, a silent reassurance cutting through the noisy laugh. I nod my head a millimeter, you softly do the same. We drop back into the noise, knowing why we came. It feels like throwing pennies across a wishing well, a secret language only the two of us can spell. The room is full of people trying hard to be seen. I only want the quiet of the space that's in between. That look across the room when everybody is talking, a private little wire where only we are walking. You catch my eye and hold it for a fraction of a beat, making this loud apartment feel like an empty street. Nobody else can see the conversation that we have, a silent reassurance cutting through the noisy laugh. I nod my head a millimeter, you softly do the same. We drop back into the noise, knowing why we came. The window felt a draft, the autumn gave a laugh. You left it on the chair, I pulled it through the air. Your sweater on my shoulders hangs a little too wide. I knitted kind of armor where I easily hide. The sleeves are rolled up twice so I can hold my tea. It smells like cedarwood and the way you look at me. I pull the collar closer against the evening chill, wherein your quiet warmth like an unspoken will. You smile when you notice I stole it from the room, a soft domestic thievery chasing out the gloom. It falls below my upward pull. Your sweater on my shoulders hangs a little too wide. A knitted kind of armor where I easily hide. The sleeves are rolled up twice so I can hold my tea. It smells like cedarwood and the way you look at me. I pull the collar closer against the evening chill, wherein your quiet warmth like an unspoken will. You smile when you notice I stole it from the room. A soft domestic thievery chasing out the gloom. I have a dozen of my own that fit me perfectly fine, but none of them can trick me into thinking you are mine. When you are in the kitchen and I am on the couch, this heavy cotton layering is what I care about. Your sweater on my shoulders hangs a little too wide. A knitted kind of armor where I easily hide. The sleeves are rolled up twice so I can hold my tea. It smells like cedarwood and the way you look at me. I pull the collar closer against the evening chill, wherein your quiet warmth like an unspoken will. You smile when you notice I stole it from the room. A soft domestic thievery chasing out the gloom. The evening lost its sun. The cooling had begun. I rubbed my hands a bit, just sitting where I sit. You turned the dial up because you knew the room was cooling, anticipating the shiver before it started pooling. I watched you from the armchair, pretending I was reading, taking in the quiet way you notice what I'm needing. You didn't ask if I was cold, you simply changed the air. A silent sort of shelter building up around my chair. The radiator hums to life, a low and steady sound, and I sink deeper into the safest place I've found. You walked back to the couch, a very subtle slouch. The warmth began to rise, reflecting in your eyes. You turned the dial up because you knew the room was cooling, anticipating the shiver before it started pooling. I watched you from the armchair, pretending I was reading, taking in the quiet shelter building up around my chair. The radiator hums to life, a low and steady sound, and I sink deeper into the safest place I've found. I could have grabbed a blanket or complained about the chill, but you removed the problem with an accidental skill. You pay attention to the space I occupy inside, and keep the temperature of us from ever going wide. You turned the dial up because you knew the room was cooling, anticipating the shiver before it started pooling. I watched you from the armchair, pretending I was reading, taking in the quiet way you notice what I'm needing. You didn't ask if I was cold, you simply changed the air, a silent sort of shelter building up around my chair. The radiator hums to life, a low and steady sound, and I sink deeper into the safest place I've found. I came back after dark. The street was cold and stark. Then up on our small floor, a glow behind the door. You left the light on for when I came home. One small bright signal, I wasn't alone. I saw it from the pavement through the tree, the gentlest thing that anyone has done for me. Didn't need a message, didn't need a word, just a lamp still burning like a thought you held. That is how I know I have a place, one lit window with your whole warm face. I stood there on the path, did quiet private math. How many times have you just quietly come through? You left the light on for when I came home. One small bright signal, I wasn't alone. I saw it from the pavement through the tree, the gentlest thing that anyone has done for me. Didn't need a message, didn't need a word, just a lamp still burning like a thought you held. That is how I know I have a place, one window with your whole warm face. I let myself in slowly, quiet as I could. You were asleep, but somehow understood that leaving on a light is saying come, and I am always coming. I am always home. You left the light on for when I came home. One small bright signal, I wasn't alone. I saw it from the pavement through the tree. The gentlest thing that anyone has done for me. Didn't need a message, didn't need a word, just a lamp still burning, like a thought you held. That is how I know I have a place. One lit window with your whole warm face. You had a list to make. You reached beside the lake of everything on screen for paper soft and clean. You write things down by hand, like the paper needs to know, like typing on a screen would let the meaning go. The pen moves slow and careful, you press slightly hard, each letter a commitment, every word a calling card. Decide the shape of what you feel. The act of handwriting, making something more real. A grocery list becomes a document of days. You treat the smallest things as worthy of your gaze. You kept the pen back tight, return it to the right. Small pocket of your bag, not a random snag. You write things down by hand, like the paper needs to know, like typing on a screen would let the meaning go. The pen moves slow and careful, you press slightly hard, each letter a commitment, every word a calling card. I watch the ink decide the shape of what you feel. The act of handwriting, making something more real. A grocery list becomes a document of days. You treat the smallest things as worthy of your gaze. One day I found a notebook things down by hand, like the paper needs to know, like typing on a screen would let the meaning go. The pen moves slow and careful, you press slightly hard, each letter a commitment, every word a calling card. I watch the ink decide the shape of what you feel, the act of handwriting making something more real. A grocery list becomes a document of days. You treat the smallest things as worthy of your gaze. The moon spilled on the water. It needed someone there. I stood along the river and found you in the air. The moon kept asking questions of the dark and the deep, casting all its silver over everything asleep. I watched the light divide the river into two, one half reaching for the sky and one half reaching you. The water held the answer in its soft and shifting seam. The night had been composing us inside a longer dream. I think the moon already knew before the evening turned that every question it was asking you had quietly earned. You spoke without a reason, your voice a velvet thing. The river swayed a little, like it wanted you to sing. The moon kept asking questions of the dark and the deep, casting all its silver over everything asleep. I watched the light divide the river into two, one half reaching for the sky and one half reaching you. The water held the answer in its soft and shifting seam. The night had been composing us inside a longer dream. I think the moon already knew before the evening turned that every question it was asking you had quietly earned. Even the oldest light was looking for a place to land. Even the tide was practicing for taking someone's hand. The whole of the evening leaned into the moment you were near. having nothing left to fear. The moon kept asking questions of the dark and the deep, casting all its silver over everything asleep. I watched the light divide the river into two, one half reaching for the sky and one half reaching you. The water held the answer in its soft and shifting seam. The night had been composing us inside a longer dream. I think the moon already knew before the evening turned that every question it was asking you had quietly heard. The moon spilled on the water. It needed someone there. I stood along the river and found you in the air. The moon kept asking questions of the dark and the deep, casting all its silver over everything asleep. I watched the light divide the river into two, one half reaching for the sky and one half reaching you. The water held the answer in its soft and shifting seam. The night had been composing us inside a longer dream. I think the moon already knew before the evening turned that every question it was asking you had quietly heard. You spoke without a reason, your voice a velvet thing. The river swayed a little like it wanted you to sing. The moon kept asking questions of the dark and the deep, casting all its silver over everything asleep. I watched the light divide the river into two, one half reaching for the sky and one half reaching you. The water held the answer in its soft and shifting seam. The night had been You had something to say. It started fine that way, then somewhere in the thread, the thought just went to bed. You fell asleep mid-sentence, word half done. Your voice went soft and thinner, then afraid to move and break that fragile will. The unfinished thought just floating in the air, a little open door that led nowhere. But every time you fade out just like this, I save the shape of it inside the bliss. Your hand relaxed its hold, the story left untold. Your breathing found its pace, a quiet landing place. You fell asleep mid-sentence, word half done. Your voice went soft, then thinner, then to none. I kept my breathing shallow, kept my still, afraid to move and break that fragile will. The unfinished thought just floating in the air, a little open door that led nowhere. But every time you fade out just like this, I save the shape of it inside the bliss. I never finish sentences for you. I leave the ending open, let it through, because the trailing off is its own truth. The softest proof of tired, the softest proof of you. You fell asleep mid-sentence, word half done. Your voice went soft, then thinner, then to none. I kept my breathing shallow, kept my still, afraid to move and break that fragile will. The unfinished thought just floating in the air, a little open door that led nowhere. But every time you fade out just like this, I save the shape of it inside the bliss. The sea was dark as memory, until the moon leaned through. Then every wave grew luminous, as if it borrowed you. The sea carried your reflection farther than my hands could reach. Blue fire on the waves kept breaking silver at the beach. I stood inside the salt wind, where the horizon blurred its line, and felt the whole night leaning all its distance into mine. Each ripple made another version of the face I could not hold. hold. 1,000 moving fragments made of water, light and gold. If love can live in elements, too restless to remain, then yours was in the ocean, teaching darkness how to shine. You turned your head in moonlight, the tide turned too somehow. The whole ecstatic water was answering your brow. The sea carried your reflection farther than my hands could reach. Blue fire on the waves kept breaking silver at the beach. I stood inside the salt wind where the horizon blurred its line, and felt the whole night leaning all its distance into mine. Each ripple made another version of the face I could not hold. 1,000 moving fragments made of water, light and gold. If love can live in elements, too restless to remain, then yours was in the ocean, teaching darkness how to shine. Some loves are built of stone, and some of vows that daylight hears. Ours was written first in water and repeated by the years. Every time I face the shoreline after evening loses blue, the sea returns that silver, and I hear it speak of you. The sea carried your reflection farther than my hands could reach. Blue fire on the waves kept breaking silver at the beach. I stood inside the salt wind where the horizon blurred its line, and felt the whole night leaning all its distance into mine. Each ripple made another version of the face I could not hold. 1,000 moving fragments made of water, light and gold. If love can live in elements, too restless to remain, then yours was in the ocean, teaching darkness how to shine. The sea was dark as memory until the moon leaned through, and every wave grew luminous as if it borrowed you. The sea carried your reflection farther than my hands could reach. Blue fire on the waves kept breaking silver at the beach. I stood inside the salt wind where the horizon blurred its line and felt the whole night leaning all its distance into mine. Each ripple made another version of the face I could not hold, 1,000 moving fragments made of water, light and gold. If love can live in elements, too restless to remain, then yours was in the ocean, teaching darkness how to shine. You turned your head in moonlight, the tide turned too somehow. The whole ecstatic water was answering your brow. The sea carried your reflection farther than my hands could reach. Blue fire on the waves kept breaking silver at the beach. I stood inside the sun. We stepped out in the cold. You let the handle hold, then waited for the three who came behind us free. You always hold the door for everyone behind, not just the ones you know, for anyone you find. I watched you stand there patient while the strangers passed, each one a small recipient of something built to last. You didn't think about it, didn't wait for thanks, just let them through and fell back into our quiet ranks. That's when I understood what kind of person you are made of. Gentle in the margins, that's the thing I'm most afraid of. You do it every time, without a thought or rhyme. The postman, the old man, the kid who barely ran. You always hold the door for everyone behind, not just the ones you know, for anyone you find. I watched you stand there patient while the strangers passed, each one a small recipient of something built to last. You didn't think about it, didn't wait for thanks, just let them through and fell back into our quiet ranks. That's when I understood what kind of person you are made of. Gentle in the margins, that's the thing I'm most afraid of. I'm afraid because I know how rare it is to move through life this careful with your gentleness. And always hold the door for everyone behind, not just the ones you know, for any